Okay, so in this, the story of Maharaj Nimi, who is another son of Ikshwaku, and then Janak, Maharaj Janak's birth, and the descendants of Mithila. Okay, so these things will be explained in 13th chapter. There are 27 shlokas in this chapter. So, Govinda. This chapter describes the dynasty in which the great and learned scholar Janak was born. This is the dynasty of Maharaj Nimi, who is said to have been the son of Ikshwaku. When Maharaj Nimi began performing great sacrifices, he appointed Vasishtha to be chief priest, but Vasishtha refused, for he had already agreed to be priest in performing a yajna for Lord Indra. Vasishtha therefore requested Maharaj Nimi to wait until Lord Indra's sacrifice was finished. But Maharaj Nimi did not wait. He thought life is very short, so there is no need to wait. He therefore appointed another priest to perform the yajna. Vasishtha was very angry at King Nimi and cursed him, saying, "May your body fall down." Cursed in that way, Maharaj Nimi also became very angry, and he retaliated by saying, "May your body also fall down." As a result of this cursing and counter-cursing, both of them died. After this incident, Vasishtha took birth again, begotten by Mitra and Varuna, who were agitated by Urvashi. The priests who were engaged in the sacrifice for King Nimi preserved Nimi's body in fragrant chemicals. So that kind of technology were there. When the sacrifice was over, the priest prayed for Nimi's life to all the demigods who had come to the arena of Yajna, but Maharaj Nimi refused to take birth again in the material body because he considered the material body obnoxious. The great sages then churned Nimi's body, and as a result of this churning, Janak was born. The son of Janak was Udavasu, and the son of Udavasu was Nandivardhan. The son of Nandivardhan was Suketu, and his descendants continued as follows: Devarat, Brihadrat, Mahavirya, Sudrithi, Dhrishtaketu, Haryaswa, Maru, Pratipak, Kritartha, Devamid, Vishrut, Mahadhriti, Kritirat, Maharoma, Swarnaroma, Harshva Roma, and Siradhwaja. All these sons appeared in the dynasty one after another. From Shiradhwa's mother Sita Devi was born. Okay. Shiradhwa's son was Kushadhwaj, and the son of Kushadhwaj was Dharmadhwaj. The sons of Dharmadhwaj were Kritadhwaj and Mitradhwaj. The sons of Kritadhwaj was Keshidhwaj, and the son of Mitradhwaj was Khandikya. Keshidhwaj was a self-realized soul, and his son was Bhanuman, whose descendants were as follows: Shatadyumna, Suchi, Sandwaj, Sanadwaj, Urja, Ketu, Aja, Purujit, Arishtanemi, Shratayu, Suparashwak, Chitrath, Chhemadhi, Samarath, Satyartha, Satyaratha, Upaguru, Upagupta, Vishwananta, Yuyudha, Subhashan, Shrut, Jaya, Vijaya, Rit, Shaunag, Vitahavya, Dhriti, Bahulashva, Kriti, and Mahavasi. All of these sons were great self-controlled personalities. This completes the list of the entire dynasty. Sri Shuka Vacha Nimir Ikshwaku Tanayo Vasishtam Aviritaratwijam Arabhya Satram Suapi Aha Shakrena Pragavrito Asmi Bho. Sri Shuka Vacha, Sri Shukdev Goswami said, Nimihi, King Nimi, Ikshwaku Tanayo, the son of Maharaj Ikshwaku, Vasishtam, the great sage Vasishtha, Avrit appointed, Ritjam, the chief priest of the sacrifice, Arabhya, beginning, Satram, the sacrifice, Sahahi, Vasishtha, Api, also Aha said, Shakrena, by Lord Indra, Prag, before Vritaha Asmi, I was appointed, Bho, O Maharaj Nimi. Srila Shukdev Goswami said, after beginning sacrifices, Maharaj Nimi, the son of Ikshwaku, requested the great sage Vasishtha to take take the post of chief priest. At that time, Vasishtha replied, My dear Maharaj Nimi, I have already accepted the same post in a sacrifice begun by Lord Indra. Tam nivrityagamishyami tavan mama pratipalaya tushnim ashid grahapatihi sopindarasya karonmakham. Okay. Tam, that sacrifice, nirvritya, after finishing, agamishyami, I shall come back, tavat, until that time, mama me Vasishtha, pratipalaya, wait for tushnim, silent asit, remain grahapati, Maharaj Nimi, sahahi, Vasishtha, api, also, indrasya of Lord Indra, akrod, executed makham, the sacrifice. I shall return here after finishing the yajna for Indra. Kindly wait for me until then. Maharaj Nimi remained silent and Vasishtha began to perform the sacrifice for Lord Indra. Nimishchalam idam vidwan satram arabhatatmavan ritvigbhir aparaistavan nagamad yavata guruhu. Nimihi, Maharaj Nimi, chalam, flickering, subject to end at any moment, idam, this life. Vidwan, being completely aware of this fact, satram, the sacrifice, arabhat, inaugurated, atman, self-realized person, ritvigvi, by priest, aparai, other than Vasishtha, tavat, from the time being na, not agama, returned, yavata, so long, guruhu, his spiritual master Vasishtha. Maharaj Nimi, being a self-realized soul, considered that this life is flickering. Therefore, instead of waiting long for Vasishtha, he began performing the sacrifice with other priests. Chanakya Pandit says, Shariram chana vidvamsi kalpanta sthayino gunaha. The duration of one's life in the material world may end at any moment. But if within this life one does something worthy, that qualification is depicted in history eternally. So here is a great personality, Maharaj Nimi, who knew this fact. In the human form of life, one should perform activities in such a way that at the end he goes back home, back to Godhead. This is self-realization. So Maharaj Nimi understood that death can come at any moment. So why to wait? Do it immediately. So that's why we have to understand this, that why to wait? Life can be finished at any moment. So we have to do Krishna Bhakti, Krishna consciousness now, in this moment only. Shishyavati kramam viksha tam nivritya gato guruhu ashapat patatad deho nimihe pandit maninaha. Shishyavrti kramam, the disciples' deviation from the order of the Guru, Viksha, observing tam, the performance of Yajna by Indra, Nirvartya, after finishing Agata, when he returned, Guruhu Vasishtha Muni, Ashapat, he cursed Nimi Maharaj, Patatad, may it fall down. Deha, the material body, Nime of Maharaj Nimi, Pandit Manina, who considers himself so learned, so as to disobey the orders of his spiritual master. After completing the sacrificial performance for King Indra, the spiritual master Vasishtha returned and found that his disciple Maharaj Nimi had disobeyed his instructions. Thus Vasishtha cursed him, saying, May the material body of Nimi, who considers himself learned, immediately fall. Nimihi pratidadau shapam guruve adharmavartine tavapi patata deho lobha dharmam ajanataha. Nimi, Maharaj Nimi, pratidadau shapam, counter cursed guruve, unto his spiritual master Vasishtha, Adharmavartine, who was induced to irreligious principles because he cursed his offenseless disciple. Tava, of you, api, also, patatad, let it fall, deha, the body, lobhat, because of greed, dharmam, religious principle, ajanatah, not knowing. For unnecessarily cursing him when he had committed no offense, Maharaj Nimi counter cursed his spiritual master. For the sake of getting contributions from the King of Heaven, he said, you have lost your religious intelligence. Therefore, I pronounce this curse. Your body also will fall. Okay. The religious principle for a Brahman is that he should not be greedy at all. In this case, however, for the sake of more lucrative remunerations from the king of heaven, Vasishtha neglected Maharaj Nimi's request on this planet. And when Nimi performed the sacrifices with other priests, Vasishtha unnecessarily cursed him. When one is infected by contaminated activities, his power, material or spiritual, reduces. Although Vasishtha was the spiritual master of Maharaj Nimi, because of his greed, he became fallen. Okay, so it is clear now, right? So Vasishtha thought, Indra will give more remuneration, so first I should do for him. And Nimi can wait. So Nimi did with another priest. So Vasishtha became very angry that this is my job, why you have appointed another one? So he cursed him. So Nimi again cursed him back, and it worked also, because of Vasishtha doing wrong thing, his power got reduced, so he became fallen. Iti utsarja swamdeham nimir adhyatmako vidaha mitra varunayor jagye urvashyam prapitamaha. So finally what happened? Both. Nimi also left his body, Vasishtha also left his body. Both has to leave the body. Iti thus Utsarja gave up Swam, his own Deham body, Nimi, Maharaj Nimi, Adhyatmako Vidha, fully conversant with the spiritual knowledge. Mitra Varunayo, from the semen of Mitra and Varuna, discharged from seeing the beauty of Urvashi. Jagge was born Urvashyam, those Urvashi, a prostitute of the heavenly kingdom. Prapitamaha, Vasishtha, who was known as the great grandfather. After saying this, Maharaj Nimi, who was expert in the science of spiritual knowledge, gave up his body. Vasishtha, the great grandfather, gave up his body also, but through the semen discharged by Mitra and Varuna, when they saw Urvashi, he was born again. So they both gave up their bodies, but Vasishtha was born again from the semen of Mitra and Varuna. Mitra and Varuna chanced to meet Urvashi, the most beautiful prostitute of the heavenly kingdom, and they became lusty. Because they were great saints, they tried to control their lust, but they could not do so. And thus they discharged semen. This semen was kept carefully in a water pot, and Vasishtha was born from it. So because Vasishtha was born from this pot, Kumbha, so sometimes he is called as, no, this was different, okay, leave it. So that was the story here, that how this Vasishtha was born again, okay. So Vasishtha gave up his body but was born from Mitra and Varuna. On seeing Urvashi, they discharged semen which was kept in a pot. Shruti says that Kumbhe Reta Sisi Chatuhu Samanam, they discharged their semen in a pot in equal amounts. Gandhavatsattushu taddeham nidhaya muni sattamaha. Gandhavastushu taddeham nidhaya muni sattamaha. Samapte satra yage cha devan uchuhu samagatan. Gandhavastushu, in things very fragrant. Taddeham, the body of Maharaj Nimi, nidhaya, having preserved. Muni Sattama, all the great sages gathered there. Samapte Satrayage, at the end of the sacrifice known by the name Satra. Cha, also Devam, to all the demigods. Uchu, requested, spoke. Samagatam, who were assembled there. During the performance of the yajna, the body relinquished by Maharaj Nimi was preserved in fragrant substances. And at the end of Satra Yuga, the great saints and Brahmanas made the following request to the demigods assembled there. Ragyo jivatu deho ayam prasannaha prabhavo yadi tatheti ukte nimi praha ma bhun me deha bandhanam. Ragya of the king Jivatu may again be enlivened. Deha, I am this body now preserved. Prasanna, very much pleased. Prabhava, all about to do. All able to do it. Yadi, if. Tatha, let it be so. Iti, thus. Ukte, when it was replied by the demigod. Nimihi, Maharaj Nimi Praha said, Ma bhut, do not do it. May my deha bandhanam, imprisonment again in a material body. If you are satisfied with this sacrifice and if you are actually able to do so, kindly bring Maharaj Nimi back to life in this body. The demigod said yes to this request by the sages. But Maharaj Nimi said, please do not imprison me again in a material body. So Maharaj, they were ready. They preserved the body of Maharaj Nimi. They requested demigod. Demigods were ready to give him back the life. But Maharaj Nimi only said, I don't want to get again imprisoned in a material body. So the demigods are in a position many times higher than that of human beings. Therefore, although the great saints and sages were also powerful Brahmans, they requested the demigods to revive Maharaj Nimi's body, which had been preserved in various perfumed balms. One should not think that the demigods are powerful only in enjoying the senses. They are also powerful in such deeds as bringing life back to a dead body. There are many similar instances in the Vedic literature. For example, according to the history of Savitri and Satyavan, Satyavan died and was being taken away by Yamraj. But on the request of his wife Savitri, Satyavan was revived in the same body. This is an important fact about the power of the demigods. They are also very powerful. Yasya yogam na vanchanti viyoga bhayakataraha bhajanti charnam bhojam muniyo hari medhasa. Yasya, with the body, yogam, contact, do not. Vanchanti, jnanis, desire. Viyoga, bhava, katara, being afraid of giving up the body again. Bhajanti, of a transcendental loving service. Charan ambojam, to the lotus feet of the Lord. Muniyaha, great saintly person. Hari medhasa, whose intelligence is always observed in thoughts of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maharaj Nimi continued, Mayavadis generally want freedom from accepting a material body because they fear having to give it up again. But devotees whose intelligence is always filled with the service of the Lord are unafraid. Indeed, they take advantage of the body to render transcendental loving service. So Mayavadi has to be, they fear only, but devotees do not fear. Maharaj Nimi did not want to accept a material body. Okay. So what to do now? Let us stop here because it's already 9 o'clock. And okay, so this is shloka 9, 10th and 11th. 3 shlokas are pending from this section where King Nimi and Vasishtha curse each other. So 9, 10 and 11 we will do tomorrow. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Because the purport is so long, so anyway we cannot complete here. So tomorrow we will continue. Okay, from the 9th. Okay, 9th chapter, 9th shloka onwards. Okay, so the question is here that how he can speak. He was already dead. So the point is here that he spoke by the power of yoga in his subtle body. Who? Nimi Maharaj was speaking through his subtle body, but how? Because of his power of yoga. Okay, so 9th shloka we shall do tomorrow.